Hello again, everyone. Hope you're all well. Guys, we are in a spiritual war. It's the battle of good versus evil. It's the final battle, and you now have to choose a side. If you do nothing, you have chosen. You've chosen your side, and you're on the side of evil. The Bible says the truth will set you free. The battle, therefore, is the battle for truth. It isn't just for Lucy Letby's freedom or for the freedom of any other victim of a miscarriage of justice. It's for our freedom, everyone's freedom. Now, whilst I greatly appreciate the truth that many of you are bringing us regarding the Lucy Letby case and the time and effort that you're putting into fighting for her freedom, you cannot ignore all the liars and deceivers who are all over the internet doing a very good job of hindering your efforts. So the question is, are you a truth soldier or not? If you are a real truth soldier, great. That takes courage. You're one of God's servants. If you are a pretend truth soldier, you're a liar. You are one of Satan's servants. If you are a half-hearted truth soldier, you're a coward, which means you're also on Satan's team. Being a real truth soldier means showing up, showing your face, revealing your identity. It means having no fear, being bold, forthright, unambiguous. It means having faith in God to guide and protect you. It means taking up your cross. Anyone who hides behind anonymity is not a truth soldier. When you hide behind anonymity, you have questionable motives. You cannot be trusted. When you are hiding, there's a reason for it. You're either a deceiver or you're afraid. And if the reason is fear of repercussions, then just stay silent. You're a coward. You've chosen a side. You're with Satan. God's army does not have cowards in it. If you want to be in his army, you cannot be half-hearted, which is what you're being when you hide behind anonymity. You can't be half-hearted in a conventional war. You have to be fully committed. What makes you think you can be half-hearted in this war? Cowards are enablers. They are enabling evil. They are enabling the New World Order. They are Satan's servants. God's soldiers, on the other hand, resist evil. They are resisting the New World Order. I'll say it again. This is a real war. It's the battle between good and evil. You need to choose a side. If you are a true servant of God, you will trust that he has your back, that he will protect you. So if you're blowing whistles, you will have the courage to stand up and speak out, not hide behind a fake name. The internet is a playground of smoke and mirrors. Don't add to that confusion. In this battle, we need clarity, honesty, credibility, and courage. Okay? Right, I'm now going to read out some of the comments that I wrote under my previous video entitled Free Lucy Letby Protest at Ponders End, London, as they are very fitting here. Right, so in reply to a woman who hides behind the handle Melanistic Marble, who says, I get the impression that the 19 nurses are good organisers and Carl had some success in distributing their leaflets. I also rate spoken injustice. So in reply to that, I said, I have my suspicions about these 19 nurses. I'm very wary of anyone who hides behind anonymity, even if they're seemingly supportive. How can you trust what anyone who hides behind anonymity says? In my opinion, If you have something to say, reveal your identity. If you're too cowardly to do that, you haven't got a voice. So shut up, go away, because you're helping no one. In response, she said, "Thank you for responding. Yes, I know exactly what you mean, but I can see it from both sides. Speaking out or whistleblowing only results in one outcome, and those nurses have doubtless worked hard for their careers. It's a sad state of affairs." That I replied, "Where's the evidence of any whistleblowing? We have no evidence that these 19 nurses even exist. Why should we take them or whoever is speaking for them seriously? If there are nurses who are scared of repercussions, then just stay silent. That's fine." Right? She then said, "I think I was grouping whistleblowing and speaking out as essentially the same thing. I believe some of the 19 nurses have been seen and heard in public, but just not on camera. I sense you have suspicions for other reasons. Unfortunately, I currently use a handle as I am speaking it, but as a woman in my late 50s, I am able to do so without fear of reprisals. So why are you hiding?" Okay, someone going by the name Diana Mariam, whatever, sent me a long comment. I'm going to read the whole thing out, okay? So this is what she said. "I'm just going through the PDF on Call Grant and noticed the likely use of race and colour to create victimhood. I have previously flagged up the the risk of importing a racial lens into cases where it doesn't fit, such as Lucy Letby's. Misapplying it can actually weaken arguments, polarise people, and distract from other structural problems." I agree with all that. Like class, status, institutional failure, or flawed forensic evidence. I have commented a couple of times on Carl Perkins' YouTube videos expressing concern that he, though it seems ridiculous and quite an unrealistic connection, is trying to make the Letby case about race. It's easy to get sucked along with narratives, and I think this point is interesting, especially as he is now potentially looking to be involved with the demonstration that Mr. Grant, that's Call Grant, is involved in, who also seems to want to make everything about race, regardless of its relevance. In one of his videos, Carl actually said, "All white people have an easy ride." I thought this was unacceptable and totally untrue, and I expressed my concern about the statement. Carl Perkins' comment is not only factually wrong, it erases the complexity of white working class struggles, wrongful convictions of white people like Colin Norris or Sally Clark, and the broader failures of the justice system that cross racial lines. If he's now aligning with Call Grant, who appears to be fabricating and concocting stories about racial abuse by the establishment, it becomes even more important to challenge the projection of racial motives where they don't apply. I did not go to the demonstration in part because last time I went to one, Carl behaved in a very arrogant manner and claimed that even though he was standing in the wrong place and had failed to communicate, everybody should just go and find him because he was a big bloke and black. He seemed to think that in the middle of London, with thousands of large black guys around, he would somehow be easily recognised. Then incorrectly blamed the organiser for his disorganisation. I did not feel he gave a truthful account of what happened and seemed to want to take over where people had assembled, and in his video immediately afterwards he slagged off the organiser in a very unsavoury fashion, which I made sure to correct in the comments. I've also felt recently that he wants the Letby campaign to be more about him, his acting career, and raising his own profile. He even temporarily created a members-only scheme for his YouTube channel, which is something he had previously criticised heavily when it was done by the Crime Scenes Courtroom channel. So I would say it's a clear case of pot kettle black. At this point, I don't really trust his sincerity or motives. Okay, that was her comment, and I responded, "Thank you for this, Diana. Sharon here," because I'm responding by the Misfits name. "I do believe you're right. I've just been watching his speech, so I've put a link there, and I'm shocked. I was so sure he was the real deal, but now I'm starting to distrust him too. He says he's, quote, known Call for quite a few years, close quote. So he knows him. That's worrying. Carl says he had to put his freedom at risk to talk about the Lucy Letby case. Yeah, okay. He gives a story of his brother going, quote, to prison for 18 months for a bank robbery that he didn't do, close quote. That, quote, after 18 months it went to court and he was exonerated by the judge within 5 minutes of the court hearing, close quote. Well, we only have Carl's word for that. He is linking the Lucy Letby case with the black community, saying, quote, Lucy Letby is the testing ground for what they're going to do with us, close quote. That, quote, if they can get away with it with her, a blonde white girl, what do you think they'll do to us, close quote. And, quote, if we let it happen to her, it can happen to us because nobody is going to care when it comes to our people. We get arrested on false accusations. Nobody cares. Only our people care about it. But if we start showing support for her, they'll realise they can't do it to us, close quote. What the fuck? What bullshit? He's making it a race issue. There is no connection. This is an injustice issue. Nothing whatsoever to do with colour of skin. You are right to flag up the risk of importing a racial lens into cases where it doesn't fit, such as Lucy Letby's, because misapplying it can weaken arguments and polarise people. I really agree with that, yeah. Carl then talks about the leaflets saying that they were, quote, funded by 19 nurses who are worried that what's happened to Lucy Letby might happen to them, close quote. That, quote, they've been threatened with disciplinary action if they show any support publicly for the Lucy Letby case, so they can't even be here today, close quote. I have my suspicions about these 19 nurses. Who are they? The fact they're all anonymous raises red flags. And of course, there is no evidence of them being threatened with disciplinary action. In the comments section, Carl says the bulk of people started arriving as they were leaving. He doesn't show us the evidence of that either. There didn't seem to be any Lucy Letby supporters there apart from him. I tried to post a comment under Carl's video telling him that his friend Call Grant is not genuine, telling him to read my PDF for the proof of that, and that this is strictly an injustice issue, nothing to do with race. But, not surprisingly, my comment did not get posted. Jeesh, who the hell can you trust? This is putting me off protesting now. Diana then said, yes, that's right, except I can tell you that the 19 nurses are genuine and they genuinely are afraid for their jobs. I am in touch with them and I do know who they are and they did produce the leaflets. Even though I am a patient, I have been labelled a whistleblower by Martin White because I fit that category due to my actions. NHS hospitals sometimes run like the mafia and can be extremely hostile towards whistleblowers, of which Lucy was one. So they have very legitimate reasons for keeping their identity within their group. I responded, Sharon here, I only have your word for this, Diana, and I don't know who you are either. Why should I trust what you say is true? I don't doubt that hospitals sometimes run like the mafia. That would be the Masonic mafia. But there needs to be proof of what someone's saying. I've had a look at 19nurses.com. No proof of anything. I don't know who is behind this website. A letter to Keir Starmer. So what? I don't trust anyone who hides behind anonymity. Why should I? In my opinion, you only have a voice if you show your face, reveal your identity. Otherwise, who the hell are you? I mean, what good do you think you're doing? You're not helping anyone. Okay, if you're genuinely scared of speaking out, that's fine. Don't speak. Just don't speak anonymously. Just my opinion. Like I say on my War on Shills, on my website, people, I am just like you on life's road of discovery. I don't have all the answers. I'm just asking the questions and connecting some dots, and I'd like some help. I'm just as scared as you are, and it's not fun being on the front line, but we've got no choice. Beware the people who hide behind anonymity. If you are a genuine truth soldier, you're not afraid to reveal your identity. I have a question for those who operate anonymously. Who are you trying to hide your identity from? The only people at risk are those who become a real threat to the people in power. Take, for example, Bill Cooper. If you are such a person, the only people who will attack you and can do you serious harm and get away with it are the Freemasons or their stooges, and they know who you are anyway. So, my message to all those who say that fear prevents them revealing their identity: get off the battleground. You're no use to anyone. One very good way of tackling the gatekeepers is to block the people who comment anonymously on articles or videos. Whoever operates anonymously is a deceiver, make no mistake. And do not believe those who give excuses for hiding their identity. Such people cannot be trusted. Kick them off the battlefield. They too are a hindrance. This is not a game. And even if the comments are supportive and the commenters are seemingly on your side, trust me, if they hide behind anonymity, they are not genuine. Get rid of them. They're toxic. Only informed, motivated, courageous and honest people can stop the New World Order. So this is still my comment to Diana. Is Carl Perkins dodgy? Well, he is friends with or friendly with Cor Grant. He may genuinely be unaware that Grant is not genuine. I've tried to alert him. I can't post on his channel. If someone can inform him, I would be most grateful. Carl says he got the leaflets, which he says were funded by 19 nurses, from them. He also says that these nurses have been threatened with a disciplinary action if they show any support publicly for the Lucy Letby case, which is why they couldn't be at the protest. Well, we have no evidence that what he says there is true. Until we see evidence of nurses being threatened with disciplinary action for supporting Lucy, I call bullshit on it. And of course, Carl could just be repeating what he's been told. I mean, even though I'm sceptical about these 19 nurses, brackets, I believe they are a ploy to put off genuine would-be whistleblowers or to deter others doing what Lucy did and raising a grievance, close bracket. I'm going to assume that Carl believes they're genuine, that someone offered to help by producing leaflets for free and that they were posted to him. Also, although he should not be playing the race card, and he seems to be blocking my comments, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and reserve judgment until I know for sure that he is dodgy. I genuinely have been threatened because of my war on shills, because I'm exposing very dangerous, evil people. I'm under threat of harm, not of disciplinary action regarding my job. No, it's much worse. But I don't fear, because I have faith, I have true faith in him upstairs. I could have hid behind anonymity when I decided to write my website, but if I'd done that, I'd be less credible, less trustworthy, I would have had less clout. I would also be showing my enemies fear, which obviously I couldn't do. Finally, in my reply to someone asking if there is anybody I do not consider a shill, I said, as for anyone who isn't a shill, I'm struggling to find genuine truth soldiers. So if you find any, will you let me know? If people would get on board the war on shills and help me rid the internet of them, we'd know who the real speakers of truth are. I added, as I say on my website, the people who are awake to their impending enslavement in the New World Order are divided in lies. That is because they are listening to people who are not telling the full truth. They are listening to people who they think are freedom fighters. They are listening to people who are pretending to be freedom fighters. They are listening to the enemy. Our task, therefore, is to purge the internet of the deceivers. Everyone, guys, must do their bit to bring down the evil, controlled opposition network. It's only when these deadly enemy agents are destroyed that the public will believe we genuine truth warriors who are trying to awaken them. Only then can the rulers of the world no longer divide us, for we will all be united in truth. Only then can we be free. I can't stress it enough. We are at war, whether we want to be or not. The war is a psy war. We are being psyoped like never before by the all-powerful Freemasons. So, the war has been declared. We are called to fight, and we must fight to win. You are a part of one side, and there is another side, an extremely powerful enemy that's out to get you and destroy you, and it will win if you don't wake up. Martyred hero Bill Cooper was one of the world's greatest freedom fighters. He was murdered for being the only real threat to the New World Order. See my PDF on Doyle Shamley. Okay. So, I'll say it again, folks. People who hide behind anonymity cannot be trusted. They are preventing the truth seeing the light of day. We're at war, guys. Choose a side. Choose God. Become a courageous truth soldier and help me, please help me rid the internet of all the liars and the deceivers. Only then will we know the truth, and the truth will set us free. I'll put the links below. One of the links is the message to my enemies, the Freemasons. That's it. Okay? Bye for now.